close at Canberra for the 7th. And here's Tony.
The one out of line. Jeff Penns, the replacement rider. Now they're all in. Stand by, folks. This is race 7 in the nation's capital, the Castle Group National Sprint. Starter goes up. The light is on. They're all set and ready. They're away, a good level start, and Charlie Bubbles out wide got away well. Noble Dane, he's a good bloke, is driving through looking for the lead. Zeregal not too far away. Stork goes up along the inside, followed by Willow's Rhythm. The next one was Prince Magic Eye, followed by Here's the Prince. Rum Rustic is drifting back. Then In the Tropics, followed by Expensive, and Semi-Amu is last. A good race for the lead as they race inside the 1,000, and down towards the inside it's Zeregal under a good rein, taken on now by He's a Good Bloke on the outside. Settling back in third, Charlie Bubbles, followed by Noble Dane. Then Stork further back in the field, Prince Magic Eye. Then Here's the Prince, followed by Willow's Rhythm. Just behind that group in centre field, Expensive, followed then well back Semi-Amu, In the Tropics on the outside, and Rum Rustic is last of all as they race down towards the 600, and the big fellow Zeregal strides the lead. It's Zeregal leading, draws out nicely clear, a length and a half in front of Charlie Bubbles. Stork is giving chase, followed by Here's the Prince, and further back behind those then He's a Good Bloke, and the next one was Noble Dane, and Willow's Rhythm on the inside, into the straight, 400 to go, and Zeregal is the leader. Stork is looming up on the outside, and Charlie Bubbles still there, followed then by Willow's Rhythm, and the next one was Here's the Prince under the whip, followed by Noble Dane. It's Stork on the outside, and Zeregal there battling it out. Stork has raced to the lead at the 200. Here's the Prince is giving chase now. Stork draws clear. Here's the Prince is trying hard, but Stork is far too good, and Stork races away to win it well. Stork the winner. Here's the Prince second. Now Zeregal lasted for third, followed by Semi-Amu. The next one was Noble Dane, followed then by Willow's Rhythm, Charlie Bubbles, He's a Good Bloke, then Rum Rustic, back behind those in the field, In the Tropics, Prince Magic Eye, and Expensive was last. Stork, Darren Beatman, too good. 1, 2, 16 the numbers. Stork on Super Tab, 5.62.40 has beaten Here's the Prince. Number 1, the winner Stork, raced by the Woodland Stud, trained by John Hawkes at Warwick Farm, Darren Beatman. Number 2, Here's the Prince, second, trained by John Morrissey, Matthew Carlin. 16, Zeregal, third, trained at Gundagai by David Blundell, ridden by Dale Spriggs. So the numbers following the running of the Castle Group National Sprint: 1, 2, 16, Stork first, Here's the Prince second, Zeregal third, and we'll have more from Canberra in just a moment.
Righto, thank you for that, Tony. Stork takes the National Sprint.
Final event of the day here from Hamilton. Most successful Cup day, the Cup won by...
Thing for the future. Ever thought of training yourself?
One day, hopefully I will, Rod. Hope I can, and hopefully, oh, Dad's training me the way he trains, so hopefully one day I can be as good as what he is.
Be an awful thing if you beat him for a premiership.
It'd be nice, but I'm not really sure. I'll have to see how I go.
John, if you're watching, look out. As we go back to Matt, thanks very much to Michael Hawkes.
Okay, thank you for that, Rod.
Still examining the photo. Still no decision. River Bird, you'll find, has run third. Now, Keith Marnie's come back through the gate first on Tiara Star, but I repeat, this is not it's not official. We're still waiting for the number to go in the frame. No numbers in the frame as yet. Tiara Star, Mr. Newmarket, River Bird. Blue Line wasn't far away over the final part. Now, numbers. Still no numbers. Well, what I might have to do is go back to the studio, boys, and we'll wait. Hello, here we go. 5's got it, Mr. Newmarket. 5, Mr. Newmarket on the inside, ridden by Shane Shield as first. Keith Marnie just having a look around in disbelief. He can't believe he hasn't won. Well, he hasn't. 5's won at Mr. Newmarket. 2 is second, Tiara Star. And 7 is...
Good on you, Matt. Well, back here at Canberra, well, things have turned out OK so far. The weather's been a little bit kinder late in the day. Well, Michael Heath, we've only got one to go. Can we get out?
I hope so, Rob. Rod, I think great trip here from the Morrissey camp. He's resuming from a spell after about 14 months off. Nice 3-year-old by Air de France. They go through the ground. He brilliantly won his last... He's only had 2 career starts. They were in very good company, and he won his last start by 7 lengths. The Morrissey camp is certainly in form. I thought he looked very well. I thought he looked hard to beat. Of the rest, number 5, Mr. Crow, a real swimmer from Murray Bateman. Jerry Crane trains Mr. Crow. Likes his course and distance, certainly likes a wet track. Importantly, he'll race in a forward position. Thought he represented good value on the TAB. I think it's around about the 10-1 mark on the tote at the moment. And number 6, Regent Rossi, should get a lovely run in transit from barrier 1. But a pretty even race all around. And perhaps from the betting ring point of view, there's been a good move in the ring for number 7, Maroomula Flyer. Drawn awkwardly, I thought, but there's certainly money to suggest that he could race exceptionally well.
Well, anything that comes from Murray Bateman's got to be all right, hasn't it?
Indeed, it has. We're referring to wineries, Rod?
Naturally. Michael, what's it been like out in the betting ring, buoyant?
Yes, I think the bookmakers are certainly having a very good day. They're a little bit just down on turnover, notwithstanding the rain and what have you. I think they're pretty happy with the way things have panned out. But on a fine day, I'm sure they'd be holding a lot more money. But you can't blame the professionals or the rank and file punters for not having the too big a bets given the track conditions here this afternoon.
OK, well, who's in front, bookies or the punters?
Oh, without doubt, the bookmakers are in front.
OK, Michael Heath, as we hope for the last to get out.
Thanks very much, Rod.
Good on you. Michael Heath, who's done a great job here today for us, giving us the latest information on the races as they've come up. Well, today it's one of the big days in Canberra. It's been unfortunate because of the weather, and now I'm being joined by Ray Alexander, the Chief Executive. Well, Ray, you can't have everything perfect, but I suppose still, under the circumstances, it's turned out OK.
Oh, we were lucky to get through, Rod. After the first race, I thought it was all over. Some of the jockeys didn't want to ride, and I couldn't blame them for it. The visibility was very poor in the first race. Unfortunately, it was a big field of maidens, and they did slip and slide a bit. But common sense prevailed. The local jockeys explained that the track was very safe. The stewards were very sensible about it and said that they could move the barriers out a bit so that they could scout a bit wider, and the meeting went on, and we're delighted that we've been able to get on, because there was nowhere else to place the Black Opal. The racing calendar just wouldn't allow it to fit in.
Well, when you consider the conditions that did apply early in the day, particularly around first race time, the crowd still doesn't look too bad.
Oh, it's down, Rod. It's about half of what I would have expected, 6,700. It's disappointing, but I really thought it was a 12 to 15,000 crowd day at least today, with the build-up that we'd had to it this year.
Well, anyway, there's always next year to look forward to. But apart from the day and with the weather conditions, racing in Canberra is obviously very buoyant.
It's very strong, Rod. You only have to look at our trainers, John Morrissey, Barbara Joseph, Keith Dryden, Frank Cleary, Gary Kirkup. They can go to town and win races every week.
Well, that's an important factor, I suppose, when you're producing Sydney winners from, well, I suppose it's still classified as a country track.
Yes, they're very competent trainers, and they're attracting good owners. The quality of racing here is strong, and our aim is to be the hub of racing in the southeast region, and that's the way it's working out.
Well, we spoke to the Chief Minister, Kate Carnell, early in the day, and a lovely, vibrant person she was too. And she is kicking up very strongly for you to become a principal club.
The Chief Minister is very positive about racing and very supportive. And I think it's important that Canberra stands on its own 2 feet. I can understand the reason for applications in the past for a principal club status now that I'm here, because it's an issue of separateness. We have self-government, we have our own racing minister, we have our own TAB, so there's a need to be independent, and that issue is decided on the 24th of March, so we're all hoping.
Well, Ray, good luck, and can I say, under very difficult circumstances, congratulations on a great day, and I hope that next year's even better.
Thanks, Rod.
Thank you. Ray Alexander, the Chief Executive here of the ACT Racing Club on Black Opal Day. But as I said earlier, our spirits never will be dampened at Canberra. As we go back to Matt, shaping up for the last race at Canberra.
Starter has a look over the line. Grattori dived at the gate, settles down. There's the lights. They're set. They're off. Now, Pay Dirt out wide was slowly away. Final Catch went straight to the lead. Great Trippers going up. Mr. Crow, Regent Rossi, Grattori, Marimbula Flyer and Mile Run. They're charging out after these leaders. In behind those Rough Order, Pay Dirt goes up on the outside. A break then High Repay, followed by Requital, Coolong, and Our Final Notice is last as they make that turn and travel down the side. 7.50 out, and Great Trippers the leader, a length in front of Marimbula Flyer. Final Catch is third, followed by Mile Run, Regent Rossi. A length or so behind those Grattori, followed by Pay Dirt, getting up along the inside, and further back behind those Mr. Crow, followed by Rough Order gaining ground. Then Requital, a long break, High Repay, a long break behind those Coolong second last, and Our Final Notice at the tail of the field as they swing around the turn. Great Trippers doing it well, heads for home well clear. Going a bit wide was Final Catch, further back to Marimbula Flyer, then Regent Rossi, Rough Order down towards the inside, further back behind those Pay Dirt, and down the outside next was Mr. Crow, but Great Trippers well clear. Great Trippers raced away at the 200, about 5 in front of Final Catch, followed by Rough Order, but if you're back Great Trip, it's home and hosed in the last. Great Trip scores by a very, very good space indeed. Eased down for a most impressive win. Great Trip by a big space. Final Catch second, Rough Order third. In behind those Requital, then Pay Dirt, Regent Rossi. The next one was Coolong, High Repay, Our Final Notice. Then Marimbula Flyer, Mr. Crow, Mile Run, and Grattori was along last.
3:20, 150 for Great Trip. Final Catch 4:20, Rough Order 8:60. We'll have the totes in full soon on Canberra Race 8. We'll have the totes fairly soon on that last race at Canberra, but coming up next is National 9 News. From all of us here at the Sky Channel Racing Team, good night.